Hey, hello. Welcome in. Checking my mic's doing okay. Accidentally bumped it, but we're probably fine. Hello. How are you doing? Good to see you again. Doing pretty good. A little nervous about today's stream. Gonna be a first for me. Writing in front of people. It's not even my main writing. It's game design writing. So we're gonna see how it goes. But I've also set up a new command. I set up a new command to sort of prepare for when I can actually set up redeems. It is !headpats. I'll take several guesses on what that does. It's gonna be a redeem later, but I feel like if I've yeah. It works. I wanted to get it set up in advance. Who knows when we're gonna reach that point? It's still... I'm just kind of streaming for the fun of it. Seeing what happens. Seeing if the vibe is for me. But whenever I'm not streaming, I miss it. So... It's kind of like, I don't know, it's the most social I've been for a little while. So yeah, still experimental, still kind of trying to figure out what I like, what I can do for fun. I've got a stream plan for Saturday. New spooky game. Something perfect for Halloween. I think it's perfect for Halloween. Nuked by YouTube and Instagram? Oh boy. I've only tried Twitch so far. I was going to multi-stream on Twitch and YouTube, but I don't know if my laptop can, handle it. What was their basis? I've been worried about the music I play. That can be a really simple thing, but so far there hasn't been any issues. The most copyright things that have happened so far is when I play Pokemon, and it'll always say, the gym leader battle music is, someone else lurking from work. So were you doing, art streams? Art streams on Instagram, and they nuked you for that? That's weird. Never know these days. I wanted to, and eventually, once I'm over the month-long sickness, I plan to do karaoke eventually. But navigating that is scary. The amount of things that you can do is way smaller than I thought it was. It'll be a hassle one day. For some reason I feel like OBS is struggling a little bit already, and I don't know why. We're not even playing a game. We don't have a game going. There's not that much open. Also, feel free to let me know how the volume is. I'm still messing around with the levels because I don't hear myself, so I don't know how I never know how the level of volume is. But today, since we're going to be doing something else that doesn't have music, we'll be playing the playlist a little longer, so I hope it's at a good level. I'm going to navigate over to my new writing tab. Boom. It's not that different. It really isn't. I went creative for my Mega Man and Pokemon streams, and I'm cooking something up for my new Saturday game too. But this one's pretty basic. Hard to make something unique and cool for writing. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm gonna develop a game mechanic for sort of like my work in progress game. It has to do with my VTuber lore. Specifically, the game came first. The game idea came first, and this little guy, me, came next. It's sort of to keep I am a writer, but I am keeping my writing separate from stream. I don't want to involve my actual writing with here, or I would dox myself pretty much. So I want to keep them separate. But this project is completely free to work on for you guys. And I have written some parts of this. I haven't touched it for a little while, so it'll be like be picking up on it again. But the series title, Bloodstone, one of the 3 main characters is moi. Lyric Lorida. The basis of this game basically is that it's all taking place in a sky continent. As I discussed in my lore, if you travel far back or want to know. Essentially, I'm Lyric. I'm from a world where humans, elves, and dwarves were split apart from a war. Humans remained on Earth, dwarves went to live underground, and elves came to live in the sky. So my place of home is a sky continent, and for this game, that is the setting, sky continent. So the game mechanic that I'm going to be working on here is called the Fling system. Essentially, we can write it down as we go too, because it'll start to make a whole lot of sense when you see it written down. The Fling system. 3 words. We're on a roll. The Fling system. To Bloodstone. I have to practice talking while I write. They can be two very different thought streams. Okay, so yeah, the Fling system is a spear and rope, thrown spear essentially, method of navigation. The characters will cross gaps in the sky by hurling their spear at a marker. These markers are essentially either long-standing and commonly used markers, or sort of what's the term? Sometimes installed by pilgrims. Yeah. So, what we want, player experience goal. I'm intending to make this like maybe like a 4-page document, something like that. My OBS is definitely lagging, and I don't know why. We are not doing a lot. We really aren't. It's only hitting that point like every now and then. It's because I'm using music more, but I'm usually playing a game. So I'm not sure why it's acting up. Let me know how it is for you guys, if it starts seeming like an issue or anything cuts out or anything gets weird. Okay. Player experience goal. The Fling system. Fling meant to spice up navigation, introduce an element of uncovering secrets blended with story progression. An element of uncovering secrets blended with story that differs from regular video game travel systems, involving character skills and added elements, difficulty from natural obstacles, time-worn markers, and more. Navigation will level up. Get it? Beyond just walking, climbing, swimming. Act that will already exist in the game. Fling will also provide narrative storytelling. Just storytelling. Like, what's the term for this? Storytelling without words. Like the opposite of narrative design. That make the player ask themselves questions about the area. Dilapidated markers may tell more of a story than a journal picked up in a library. Okay. I'm gonna keep this short. Like I said, I'm aiming for like 4 pages. But I can always go back to these, and one of my principles is that if you write something down and then it's written, it is a lot easier to fix something that's written and to add on to something that's written than it is to write the thing in the first place. You get through that first battle, you write something down, and trust me, I use for my book writing, 100% I use this. You just get it down. You write it down, and it is a lot easier to fix it than it is to start it from scratch, right? It's a narrative context. Thank you. Yeah, it's something I really stand by, and it took me a long time to figure out too. Sometimes you just gotta word vomit. You gotta put it down, and even if it looks stupid to begin with, you can spice it up. You can make it look a lot better later on. And I do that all the time. Narrative context. I made all these headings with another... I've done another of these documents that maybe I'll show at some point. For part of the dialogue system. But I had everything broken down into these useful little headings. And I wrote them down for myself too, so that I didn't have to flip back and forth between documents, because I like to keep very minimal windows open. I don't trust my laptop. Narrative context. Flinging is an ancient narrative method of crossing the sky continent used by elves for time immemorial. Please, OBS, why are you lagging? Tell me what's a struggle about this. I don't see how writing can be so much harder than running a game. I wonder if I'm gonna have to... Let me switch something here. I'm gonna pop out of this so I don't dox myself. I think if I okay. That might actually solve it. Let's go back. It was a lot easier to fix than I thought. I figured the time that it's the factor that it's constantly trying to save itself might be why it's lagging. So I took that out. If it crashes, we lose progress, but a lot of this is in my head. It'll be fine. Flinging is an ancient method of crossing the sky continent used by elves for time immemorial. Not only is it a navigational system, but taught from a young age to almost all elves, noble or commoner, and patented by travelers. Given the setting of Bloodstone, hang on. Although newer methods of crossing the sky gaps exist, flinging is traditional, and the characters of Bloodstone, given their circumstances, rely on it more. I'm activating. Hang on. I'm activating all my... There we go. I need better shortcuts for all my my emotions. They're all like shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. Anytime I do brackets, anytime I do an exclamation mark, or and or dollar sign, any of that, I'm gonna create some emotional state, and sometimes they'll compile because I don't notice it right away. Flinging is traditional, and the characters of Bloodstone, given their circumstances, rely on it more heavily than most. Each character also contributes different skills and elements to the process. Okay. Core systems. I like doing an orange header. It looks so much better than the basic blue, especially with dark mode. And if I show my PDFs later, I'll have to apologize for the blinding white, because you can't make a PDF dark mode for whatever reason, or I haven't figured it out. So, core system. This one requires a table. Let me remember how to make a table. Insert. There it is. We'll do like this. I want it to look cooler. Try that. Name. Description. Oh my goodness. Example. So these are basically important factors or variables. Please. Let me just move you. First one, Fling. Wait, no. Hang on, I'm thinking of the wrong thing. This is another part. I have some of the variables that I made for testing this out written down, and this is not the right part. You see. Five seconds. I have some of this like written down in another document, sort of my notes that I've made. Character roles. Failure outcome. So these are important factors, the core systems that are running at as this is going. So, Fling targets are the objects required for Fling to progress. Markers in the world that are the target for thrown spears. I really don't know why Microsoft Word is lagging so hard. We turned off autosave. I have another one open. Is that autosaving? Stop that one. apologize if it gets laggy. Why my laptop and OBS graphics card can handle playing a game on an emulator, but Microsoft Word makes it choke up. I'll look into it later on. We'll see. And if it gets too bad, I'll move on to a game later, but we'll see. We'll see. Fling targets example. So target placed in the on the upper trunk. Sturdy tree across a gap. We'll need to add a few more rows below. Items threat 6. Actually, that's enough, yeah. So obstruction. Oh. What did I activate? Spamming my emotes here. What did I activate? There. No. And no. Yeah, I don't even use all my emotions, but you can see what I've got here. There we go. That was only one. To be honest, I actually don't like. I don't know how that one activated of all of them. That wasn't even the and marker. Instruction and preparation. So. Sometimes. Not all Fling markers are cleared, especially ancient ones, or what'd you call it, like? I'm gonna say it here, indie. And I did that again. Elf maid, or traveler maid. I'm getting the hang of canceling my emotions as they pop up. Things like overgrown trees, boulders, or natural obstacles, or broken. Yep, me too. Trust me. We can actually save this part for examples. Lars's skills. I have to like lean in to see how many L's it's writing. I hope it's like, is it zoomed in enough that you guys can read? I think it's zoomed out 1 from what I had before. Now let me know if that's better. I'm intending more for my talking to explain it. Either way, but I'd like if you guys can see it. For future, maybe I'll have to like make it just the part that's showing the Word document a little bigger. I also have it half windowed because I never write on a full screen. I've always got another half. The other half of the screen's got something going all the time. Lars's skills are designed to tackle these obstacles, and others can be dismantled or overcome puzzle-like methods. Example, branches have grown over the marker. Part of the marker is damaged or overgrown by moss, making targeting difficult. Heroes cannot get close enough to marker. Not mark it. I'm still lagging. I hope it's not lagging too bad for you guys. Why word? Why? Character role's perfect. Lyric, that's me. Excels at spotting hidden markers and using arrows to cancel. I hope so. I'm just disappointed in my laptop. I don't know why it would lag this. It really makes me lose faith in it. Spotting arrows and using arrows to dismantle overgrowth. Lars. Lars's strength and topple heavier obstacles, clear or create new paths. Talia's magic burn or freeze obstacles or magically reinvent the Fling's trajectory. Now, I guess a specific example for each. The lyric, lyric can spot a marker hidden behind overgrown brush. Lars can let me know how the volume is with my compared to my voice too. I have it personally like not too loud for myself because talking over music, I don't know, makes me anxious. It's like a social setting where I have to talk over the music at work or something. I hate it. But I want it to be loud enough for you guys without competing too badly with my voice. I always worry because I am not a very loud person IRL. I tried to get the best mic I could on my budget to make up for that. Hopefully it works. Lars. Let's use these as like literal examples. Spots a marker hidden behind overgrown brush. Please don't do that. Lars topples a tree to knock away overgrowth, blocking their target. Ellie uses fire magic, augmenting the spear, burn through hanging ivy that would otherwise tangle the spear. Okay. Success window. Range of difficulty varies. Story and secret location. Fling markers. Often the ratio of success. We don't need the often. The ratio of success increases with learning more skills, increasing stats, and better equipment. This window. Basic throw across an uninhibited gap equals like 90% chance success. Whereas further throw. Oh, we forgot to mention for Lars. As well as throwing the spear further. All of their stats affect the flinging, the spear throwing a little bit, but strength is a big one. Further throw across a longer gap equals 60% chance success plus 2% each Lars's strength point. Word, why are you lagging? Why? Why you gotta do this? Failure outcomes. So, failure outcomes. Failure costs resources, but can sometimes open new paths. Botched throw can sometimes be purposefully written in or affected. To reveal new paths. Example. Story event. Bird. Big bird. Knocks spear stray. But the spear hits a ledge below. And knocks music is like doing like a heavy breathing thing. Threw me off. And knocks rubble loose, showing a path down below that might be easier or safer to cross. Progression. Difficulty grows as the characters evolve and grow. Often, later skills. Songs throwing me off with this weird sighing, gasping, breathing thing. I don't like it. I'm like hearing a random voice in my ear. Often later skills can be utilized in in earlier areas to open secrets or new paths. I like secrets. Like unlocking secrets specifically. One thing I always value in a video game. Aggression. An early gap is too far for the characters to fling across, but Blur is increasing his strength and better items make it accessible later. Yes. Yeah. So 2D versus 3D. Differentiation. I did not spell that right. Differentiation. There. I like my headings. I like them to look professional. Font is like a bit big for me so far, but we'll fix that later. Like I said, write it down, get it down, and then worry about making it pretty. So, this system is designed to work in 3D or 2D environments. Yeah, I did put 3D first. So 3D implementation takes into account things like wind, camera angle, or waiting to see if that activated an emotion for me, but I'm lagging. I don't think it did. Camera angle for viewing hidden markers. Yeah, that one did. And easily showing the distance between players and the markers. Skills work differently, but not significantly. 2D implementation uses a hybrid HD 2D element to show the distance and uses a, what would you call it? Timed input method for drawing instead of using wind and physics. Each has different strengths, but both can easily adapt to this system. This one is about the variables. This one is a little bit more techy. A little bit. That's why I get lost on this stuff so easily. Yeah, orange table. So, variable, description, example. I'm not sure if we'll need the example for this one, but we'll see. And we'll add one more row. First one is Fling anchor. Placed in the world as target for Fling mechanic. We'll do the examples later. These ones take a lot of... They're big brain things for small brain. How did I activate this emote? What happened? There we go. Very emotional time, this writing. Very emotive, you know. You know how it is. Mostly because my stream is struggling. Microsoft Word, of all things. Like, why? Why? I have to write this in Notepad to make it happy? Obstruction. Switches for different types of obstruction. Variables of difficulty. Physical objects or natural obstacles. Spear rope. This is the durability of Fling rope. Decreases upon unsuccessful attempts. I don't think we need examples for these. Probably not. Spear projectile. I have one more row than I need. Oh well. Spear projectile is the variable of spear passage through the world. Character Fling modifiers. And yeah, these are all one word because, like, that's how tacky it is. I'll delete entire row. Variables. Character specific. Augment success or failure rates. Hates. I think we can get rid of this entire column. Well, that looks dumb without it, but okay. Okay, what's our next section? I have this all written down. Character perks and drawbacks. Perks and drawbacks. One thing that's very important, besides having lag on Microsoft Word, ridiculous. One thing that's very important about your design when you're doing this is scope. You don't want to dream too big. You want to have things sort of in a reasonable... See you there. There we go. You want to have things in a reasonable scope because usually in the aspect of game design, unless you're an indie developer, you're passing work off to someone else. Even sometimes as an indie developer, because I don't have all the skills personally required for all aspects of game development. Working on them, but... yeah, especially from like when you're making a portfolio in the assumption that like someone else might use this. It's good to keep things in scope, under control, easy to like they can be a little bit ambitious. You can have things you want to do, and I actually hate when people say like to not be ambitious in game design, because that's what's gotten us here. That's what's gotten us to like really stale games. It's gotten us to Pokemon churning out new garbage every year. Character, ability, example. Okay, so this is the meat of it. Character. We got Lyric, Lars, and Talia. This game only has the 3. And whether it would be implemented as a 3D or 2D game, I intend for that to stick. 3 characters, 3 different growths, 3 different like skill trees, everything. And that's when I'm talking about scope, that's something that that's sort of what I mean. God. Hang on, the cat is broken in. 1 second. Sorry, I love that cat, but he's chaos. The reason I don't let him in on my streams. He will walk over the keyboard, go and like scratch things. Just he is an attention-based creature. And he decided to bust the door open, so lovely to know he can do that. Absolutely lovely. Okay. So this is what the characters bring to the table. We're talking about scope. Having 3 characters to program. Having each of them have like their own strengths and abilities. There's a certain scope to it. This would be like a Oh, Tamago, hello. Good to see you. I think this is like the second time I've seen you in my streams, but good to see you. We're doing writing today. Specifically game mechanic writing. So I don't want to dox myself with my real writing. Yeah, this is for... It's also a series that I have in writing, Bloodstone. And one of the characters is me. That's okay. I don't stream that often, and I didn't catch your streams for a very long time. So don't ever feel bad about it. Feel good about when you can enter, not bad about when you can't. That could be a metaphor for like many things in life. Like, I am happy to see you in here at all. Happy to see anyone. Seeing another writer is cool, though. So, our character perks. I was just talking about, sort of designing things at scale. With game design not being too ambitious. So this game, based off of a book of which I'm one of the 3 characters, only has 3 characters. They all have different perks and drawbacks. This is for the Fling system. It's a method of crossing the world navigation thing meant that is throwing spears across gaps in the sky continent to markers. Sort of using that to cross gaps in the sky, and there's all these variables of what each character contributes to it, aspects of how it is both like it's like a time-worn tradition, so there'll be like really obvious easy markers to use, easy gaps to fling across because people have done this for hundreds of years. Then there are other ones, I jokingly called them like indie ones earlier, just like they're made by travelers, made by pilgrims, and they're not like officiated. Sometimes they get obstructed. They lead off the beaten path usually, or can be shortcuts, stuff like that. Yeah, all these characters have different abilities. So Lyric's traits are that he spots difficult to see markers across gaps and shoot arrows with deadly precision to disable obstacles or in puzzle solving. Lars, brute strength. Meant to provide or increase fling distance by throwing the spear further as his strength grows. Also, capable of dismantling strength-based obstacles. And Talia is the magic. She uses elemental magic. I don't know why the word elemental always... I know how to spell it. It just tangles up my fingers every time. Elemental, elemental magic to eliminate obstacles, such as burning ivy, melting ice, etc. Can magically affect spear trajectory against wind or to I can show you a little bit of that actually. I've done some of it. The context, like this is a really traditional thing for the elves. It's a little bit of a storytelling method in its own way. Like it's an ancient method. There now exists like better ways for the elves to cross the sky, but the characters are falling back on this. So sometimes there are more dilapidated fling markers that they'll have to sort of like solve puzzles to get across or clear the obstacle. There's all sorts of like I like game writing because you can tell stories without telling them. Like you can have maybe there's a really distant I think dilapidated is like one of my words of the week. It's come up a lot. Mostly because I've been working on this and another similar system. But yeah, it's come up a lot. What was I saying? Like say they can come up to like they can see a fling marker across this gap that they can't quite reach, but they can see in the rock below, the rock leading to just sky abyss below. They can see spearheads lodged in there. They can see that this has been attempted several times. Maybe they can see signs on their side of the land that show that people have tried this before and have failed. Things like that. That's sort of like a morbid case, I guess. Provides a sense of difficulty without you having to walk up and be like, this is a like 4-star difficulty fling. It just it shows you rather than just kind of holding your hand through it. Yeah. It's one of my favorite things about game writing. And it's hard to actually it's different in books. Like in a book you would write stuff like that. In a game you can show it. And in writing you're still kind of telling it. Yeah. It's better than having a character just be like, oh, this looks like a difficult gap to cross. You have a interesting. Love that. um, change spear path. Probably go back to these examples later because I feel like they're obvious. Also, I don't know. You've done writing streams, right? Do you use Microsoft Word? I know you probably also have like a better device than I do. Because for some reason, Google Docs. I wonder if that'd be easier. I'm not as familiar with Google Docs. For some reason, this is lagging my stream though. Using Microsoft Word. I disabled auto-saving, which helped a little bit, but I'm very surprised. Yeah, Microsoft Word. I've always been yeah. Yeah, they're the same family, so it makes sense. It's also like this isn't the prettiest screen crop ever. I know, right? I'm very disappointed in it. I'm not sure why Streamlabs activated to tell you about me, but I'm glad it did. Forgot that it'll do that. I don't think that was automatic. What is my next section? Sample encounter. Yeah, I don't know why it said anything. It's never actually done that. I have a command for it. I think it's like !about or something like that. It's on my Twitch about me or something. My commands. But I have new ones. You should type in !cat. It's gonna be a redeem eventually, and I don't know when I'm gonna get to like redeems and channel points and all that, but I'm setting up stuff that'll just be commands until I have that. And they're fun. They're really fun to program. I went into a big deep dive through the week, earlier part of the week. Yeah, I got ears now. Obsidian. I've heard of Obsidian. Yeah, my actual VTuber lore has nothing to do with a cat. Like I'm an elf. There's no cat, but I couldn't resist. Especially for chibi form. Yeah, I had to put some kind of queue in. I haven't put a like text notification or anything in there yet. Just that. It's eventually going to be a redeem. And right now it just lasts like 60 seconds or something. I like my chibi model a lot, but I also, especially like when I upgrade my PC, I'm gonna be glad to actually get my full model rigged. I look forward to that day. One of these days. What was my sample encounter gonna be? Yeah. Unfortunately, there was a point 2 weeks ago. I had left my previous jobs, was gonna start a new one, and that new job turned out to be real bad. Luckily, I felt it out basically the weekend before I was supposed to start there. They were gonna pay me dirt for working overtime, essentially. Overtime scheduled every week. They were gonna pay me like just over minimum wage for it, and I was like, no. That's really seedy, and they weren't upfront about it at all. Plus, they started by talking about a salary, and then the next interview they laughed about the salary and downgraded to a day rate. So the red flags were starting up. It took a little while for me to listen to myself and not do that. Downside is that I don't have work right now. I got an interview tomorrow. It's fine. It's just a scary little period of when you're not working and you're paying rent. It's scary. It should have resolved itself, and I did apply for EI in the meantime. Like it'll get better. It's scary at first. Thank you. This is a field that employment insurance. It's like when you're in periods where you're not working, you can get like a little bit of money. I leaned on it pretty heavily during like COVID times when my field of work was somewhat eliminated during that time. But yeah, it was very helpful to me as a student too. And now it's like when I quit a job like that, government might not understand why I quit the job, but we'll see. If I can even get like one paycheck to make up for the couple weeks that I couldn't work or didn't work, it'll be really helpful. I'm getting super picky about jobs. If I see red flags, I can't handle it. Thank you. Hoping for the best. Sample encounter. Scenario. Party arrives at a windy canyon. Broken spears, glitter. Yeah. At least with my like I'm in like the food industry right now. And I have enough experience in this industry that I can really pick and choose what I want to do. So I've narrowed it down to a niche. Like I will only do pizza. I like Italian style pizza, which I feel is like more of a skill than just, you know, like Domino's or something. And actually like creating cool pizzas, stuff like that. Yeah, sort of. I don't like to call myself a chef. The term is pizzaiolo, to be Italian about it. But I gained enough experience in this industry that I can narrow it down to that niche that I want to do. And compared to all other aspects of food, it's more fun, more creative. Like I can tolerate it. What I really want to do is write. And I have a degree in game design, so that should help. But it hasn't done anything so far. Not a thing for me. I was also in an unpaid internship. Yeah. I was in an unpaid internship for like 2 years, but that game died in the water. Their Discord is just dead. Yes. And see, that's the thing where like I have so much experience in cooking pizza, but for something that I don't have any experience in, I'm unfortunately gonna have to plug through it a little bit. I don't think I'm gonna get something super good right off the bat. But this is an aspect of that. This is I'm using my stream time to work on something for my portfolio. It's a short little developing a game mechanic. Yeah, I don't have all the skills I need for that, which sucks. I could do pixel art. I can do the writing, all the narrative stuff, dialogue, everything like that. I wish I had all the skills for it because I have games I want to make. This is one of them. But I'd be much better at it with a team. What kind of stuff did you do for making a game? There's like all sorts of different aspects, and I think the part I'm worst at is the art. Godot? I haven't used Godot before, but I've heard it's what did I play recently that yeah, itch.io has a lot. I've done a couple game jams before in the past. Have you ever heard of the Redwall series? It's like Webfish? I haven't heard of that one. Redwall was like a book series about like just basically like warrior mice living in like web fishing. That's not bad spelling. What was I saying? Odd. I've lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, reading the series I haven't done in a very long time, but I like thank you. I've rewatched like the old animated series. It was like it ran on TV like like 25 years ago or something. Like it's pretty old. But I started working on like a fan game of it a little while ago. By a little while ago, I mean for like 2 years ago. I did it for a game jam. I was sort of making like an RPG based off the concept where all the characters are party members, and I was using like pretty simple stuff. I made sprites for the characters and simple stuff. Like I made walking sprites for a lot of them, and basically just used their pictures for portraits in the game and stuff. And I was testing out I was using which one? I was using RPG Maker MZ. I'm pretty familiar with that. But it's also like it's got limitations. It's an RPG Maker. But yeah, I was doing that a while ago. I've got ideas for my own other games. But in order not to dox myself, this is the one that I'm working on here. There's another one I'm planning is like sort of like a supernatural RPG. I like horror. Yeah, it is sometimes they're really fast. And I'm bad at finding a team. I joined the Discords and yeah, I don't know. I'm better at narrative stuff. I've done a couple game jams for like making D&D-esque kind of files. D&D campaigns. I haven't actually played D&D yet, but I have a lot of interest in it, so and I've written for it. Actual DMing might be hard though. I think I saw there was like a thread on Twitter a while ago where someone was looking for what was it? People Yeah, yeah, that's the biggest weakness in the game design thing. And I talked about it a bit earlier. I have different views on it because you've always got to have like you have to have your scope reined in. You have to realize, especially if you're not a solo developer and you're putting programming onto someone else, you've got to be able to keep your imagination reined in. I don't think that you should absolutely be like, we can't do anything cool because we don't want to strain the programmers. We have to axe all of this. But there should be consideration and keeping your imagination reined in with reality. And I think in cases like this, if you are going to, what I'm trying to do here, if you're going to develop like a gaming feature or something like that, then it's best if you also, you don't just say, this is what I want. You say, this is what I want, and this is how we're going to do it. This is how to implement it. So it's not just completely like, hey, we want to do this. Flop it on their desk. Figure out how to do this. Like, it's also, if you are a solo developer, then it's more respectful to future you. Like, definitely, having ambition is what separates good game devs from sort of what a lot of what we've got today. Being afraid to create ambitious things or go that extra mile or appeal to fans or like, you know, I don't know why they're so afraid to make quality stuff. There's indie developers that I've seen that make cool stuff all the time. Yes. Definitely. And having ambition without like any of the skills or any contribution. Yeah. Keep getting distracted from this. Broken spears litter the other side. The cliff. Broken ropes and supplies on the player side. The tree with the marker is overgrown, and ivy obscures part of it. How do I write this out? Yeah, honestly, like I'm pretty far from it too. Like I'm trying my best. And I'm making game design documents like this. I've also written a lot of narrative stuff. Basically what I want to do is write for video games, and I'm trying to have enough understanding of the programming side of things that I'm not asking for unreasonable things. It's easy for developers to get like overly ambitious about it. Like Baldur's Gate 3 has so many different arcing webs of conversation, and you do one little thing and it completely changes something else down the line, and it's really cool and very ambitious of them as well. And I actually think that a lot of game developers should steer closer to that. But the web of programming that it can get caught in is, I don't think it should be underestimated as well. I outright laughed at a lot of the big developers that looked at this little studio and like, we can't do that, don't expect that of us. Like, I laughed. 100%. I have yet to be able to play it myself on any system. I don't own current gen consoles, and my laptop can't even stream Microsoft Word right now. I don't know why it's struggling so hard with it. I'm gonna be doing a Saturday. I'm gonna be streaming a new game. That is true too. That's very valid and true. It's not like the priciest game, but 100%. But I'm gonna be streaming a new spooky game on Saturday, and it's the first time that I'm actually gonna be using Steam for it. My other stuff has been on emulators so far. So using Steam for this, like, I'm a little worried. Looking at my laptop now, I'm like, bro, you're struggling with Word. Are you gonna be okay on Saturday? Like, what do I need to do? It's supposed to be like, this laptop is literally, I got this in my game design course. It's supposed to be for game design, but its graphics card is awful. So it, as soon as it gets to something like that requires that, it really starts acting up. So I think like the streaming. Oh yeah, the encoder too. I think the encoder was an issue, and I think that's linked with the game card or graphics card. Yeah, I'm hoping for the best. Find the options here, Lyric. Lyric is able to spot the overgrown market. Overgrown market. He can shoot arrows to try and get rid of the overgrowth, but it takes a lot of precise shots. Lars needs of a certain level of strength in order to hurl the spear across the gap. Even with higher strength, it's a small marker. Talia can negate the wind effects on the thrown spear or burn the ivy. PC ivy. The setting tells a story of the previously failed attempts. Totally using the examples I was giving earlier. Tells a story of the previously failed attempts without spelling out that this will be a difficult fling. Talia can negate the wind effects. The thrown spear burn. Success or failure states. Oh yeah, I think I've talked to you since, but I am still sick. I still have like the cough in my cough and raggedy throat. It has been so long. I don't understand. It's awful. And I'm streaming extra this week, so it's... Yeah. It's been so long. And I successfully quit smoking near the end of September, so it's been a little over half a month since I smoked. But I still don't have much of a voice, and it's awful. I was planning to start karaoke stuff this month, and I was hoping that I would finally be better for it, but the throat stuff is lasting so long. It's awful. Doing my best with like having tea and stuff. What do I have for some failure states? Yeah, it's really like it's overstaying its welcome. That's some failure. Actually, I probably don't need this one because this is coming off a different document I did for a stealth-based dialogue system for the same game. Skip to scalability and future usage. Hopefully my coughing isn't too bad. I'm trying to cough away from the mic, and it is apparently a very small radius mic. Hoping it doesn't pick up on it too bad. Flinging extends from small range. I just want it to be gone. It's been so long. The person who got me sick she was sick for like 2 days. Got an emote activated. Not that one. Not that one. There. Small range clips with simple targets. That extends ranges. Ranges from small, easy to cross. Cliffs with simple targets. To a variety of obstacles that can be overcome with player skills, progression, or puzzle solving elements. Story and progression related flings tend to be simpler or more straightforward to solve. Flings leading to secret or side locations can range in difficulty. As most of the story takes place on the Sky continent, the Fling system grows to not only be used for Sky progression. Without proper markers, flinging revolves on the surface, means of uncovering new and unexplored lands, while it can be used underground across ravines or pits. Realizing I mislabeled a couple of these. This is supposed to be implementation notes. And they're not complete by any means, but as I have said earlier, I don't know if you were here for it, but sometimes it's best to word vomit. Get it out there. It is easier to fix something that is already written than it is to write it in the first place. If you get something down, you can work with it later. There's my emotions again. There's also a comment earlier that I can turn off my activated emotions. Yep, I learned the same lesson. It's way better. I definitely write things that I'm not happy with the first time, but if I can put it down, then I can fix it later. Yep. I've become a much better editor because of it too. I always feel like I can make things sound better on the next pass. I have actual notes for these because these are more techy. 4. Oh, but I need 5. I want to make it look good. Orange with the night mode. I love it. Statistic. Description. Variable. An example. I'm not sure if I'll need the example here either, but we'll see. Base fling range. +2 per Lars strength points. Point. Wind in 3D. And I just activated a mess. What did I even do? There we go. My god. This is the big drawback of having all of my commands be shift and like the number key. Normally doesn't come up when I'm playing any game, but abusing like brackets and stuff, making my model very emotive. I'm not witty enough to actually use my emotes in like appropriate situations. I don't even have them all written down. That's a smart idea. I'll fix it at some point. First time I'm doing writing on stream, so that it shows me what I have to fix later. I should actually make a note of it. I would be nowhere without my notepad. Yep. You have such a cute model, too. I like your model a lot. Do you know when you're gonna do your next stream? I like to try to tune in for them if I can. I was really glad that I got to drop in for a few weeks ago. 15%. That's the percent. Friday night, I will. An evil event. Uh oh. Like Halloween, good evil or bad evil. I'm gonna be doing a spooky stream on Saturday night. Deviation to trajectory. Then I have to drive an HR. Drive a human resources. Oh, hour. Sorry, that's my own stupidity. Drive the whole HR department back. An hour is a long drive. I've never even worked in a place with an HR. It's probably because I've been watching what is it called? Upload. Have you watched Upload? It's a pretty crazy series. Been binging it for basically this week. We're not gonna do the brackets this time so that I don't accidentally activate emotes. Yeah, yeah. It's a crazy show. Yeah, I've been binging it. I'm on season 4. Just shameful to say after I started it, like, okay, I watched some of it like 2 weekends ago, and then most of it I binged over the last week. And it fell off. It is pretty addictive. They do a lot of what would you call it? Like cliffhanger endings, but they're false. They do a lot of those. They'll be like, "Oh my god, she's dead," and then like next episode they're like, just kidding." Fell off of watching it. Yeah, I've done that with a lot of things too. It was something that I had seen most of the first season before, like, about something like 6 months ago. And then I saw it and picked it back up, watched it from the start, and binging it now. Yeah, the colors are bright. A lot of stuff doesn't do that now, though. A lot of stuff is just like gritty, dark. You can't see what's going on. Oh yeah. They do a lot of their character writing is really they pick a personality for a character and it's usually a goofy one. Like, yep, that's a big thing too. They're pretty. It annoys me because they'll pick a character, they'll give them a personality quirk, and they lean heavy on it, and they don't always give them more depth than that. At least from what I've seen so far. It bothers me a little bit because, like, yeah, it's part comedy, but it's also like about death, man. Show about death, and there's it could have more depth to it. Depth and death. I struggle with the sound of that word, depth. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it sure does. Definitely. and it's pretty realistic in that regard. All the things like all the advertising and yeah, it's very accurate. I feel like if we got to that point as a society where we could become just digital after images like that, it'd be so monetized. I've even toyed with that idea in I can't dive into it too much, but in my books. Streamlabs did it again. Why? Why Streamlabs? I didn't even know it would do that. I don't think I changed any settings or anything either. Charged. Rope. Durability. Activate an emote, right? 10%. That one did. Failed attempt. Breaks at 25. We're not going to rate percent. My next section. Dying rush. The Fling system is designed to spice up world navigation and make elements of it reliable on character skills and stats, rather than needing to rely on its own skills. It can borrow from traits in characters already used for combat and other progression. I feel like I've gotten a little better at talking and writing. As long as I'm talking as I write. It is very it's very difficult to talk and write. my main line I cannot. So it's a process. It adds a narrative. Yeah, you've done writing streams too, right? I've been worried about how this would go. I was very nervous about this. That's a good thing. You have a very nice voice too. I think I talked about that last time I was in one of your streams. I could see it. This is also the longest I've been able to play my playlist, which is all my playlist is, I don't want to open or pull up Spotify because I think Spotify is part of the lag. It's like a lo-fi video game music playlist. It saved my life a lot when I was doing my game design course. If I listen to music with words, then that takes over my head entirely, but lo-fi has been great for studying. Spotify app. There was a thanks to Twitter, I'm never gonna call it X. Thanks to Twitter, I found that there's a setting in there that it uses like a whole lot of data for some reason, and you can turn that off. So I've done that. um, yeah, it makes a lot more sense than Microsoft Word. I've also I haven't had like my just chatting open for like long periods of time, often. Maybe like my debut stream I was able to. But most of the time I hop into just chatting for about like a minute. The start of my stream, no one's there. I'm talking to myself, and then I just go straight to the game. So this is the longest that I've had Spotify going. Broke your audio? Huh. It usually doesn't have a big issue for me, and there is a setting that it has that makes it eat a lot more data than it needs to, but I turned that off. So if this is still just it eating data, that sucks. I do also have a plugin that might be eating some of the resources. It shows above my head for a few seconds when the song changes. And I did notice that if I kept it for longer, like if I kept it always on, it was eating everything. Like it was absolutely killing my stream, even in the like testing recording stage. That could be another thing. But I was only able to find the one way to show what I'm playing on Spotify. One day I'll find an easier way of doing it, I hope. Your internet nuked itself? Like just now? Oh boy. I don't really remember what I said. I think I was just ranting about Spotify, probably. In terms of me talking, I can ramble, and then I feel like none of it's important, because if people miss it, it's gone. It's out of my head. A lot of my usual like daily dialogue is puns and terrible jokes, and often I like someone will be like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. Like, what'd you say?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's not important." They're like, "Oh, what'd you say? Like, tell me." And I tell them, I'm like, "Yeah, that's it was not important. Trust me." Oh yeah, 100%. I also like this because they're low energy too, and I like the music, but it doesn't steal my attention. I've got another playlist that's got some like anime openings, like it's got other music and stuff from my actual like main playlist. This is one that I got online somewhere like a long time ago. But yeah, I made one with my regular stuff, and I was listening to it for a bit while I was editing earlier. I was like, I can't play this during stream. I focus on it too much. And I've only skipped one song in this playlist. Because it was doing like some weird, like every like 3 seconds it was doing like a little gasp, like heavy breathing or something, and I was like, I can't work with this in my ears. It's weird. Yeah, it was weird. I was like talking a little bit, and then I just kept like losing my train of thought because there was just like this panting in my ear basically, and I was like, what is this? I can't work with this. Players interested. Yeah. It's given me a lot of like actual music that's still on my like my regular playlists today. A lot of good stuff. A lot of Undertale, a lot of like well, maybe not a lot of Pokemon, but there's I don't know, like Zelda? Yeah, there's Zelda stuff for sure. But this is a big playlist. I think it's something like 100 and something hours long. I keep wanting to check. I can check on my phone. Checking on my phone won't hurt my stream. Yeah, the playlist is called Video Game Lo-Fi. I think I do have it linked on my Twitch, in my credits or something. I knew that I'd be using this a lot. It's 183 hours. It says it's updated often. I don't know if that's like if it's still updated often, but yeah. One of the few times that I can turn off repeat and I know that I'm never going to go through the whole playlist. Yeah, it's very nice. It helps me stay focused. I also don't like it too loud in like my own ears. Talking and like trying to talk over something kind of gives me anxiety. But I'm hoping that it's like a decent level for stream. I'm also concerned about like my own volume all the time. So I hope they balance well. And instead with visual storytelling elements that also serve as a range of difficulty. Yep. I need to be able to hear myself. I don't like the sound of my voice on recordings. But I need to be able to hear myself when I'm talking. I'm glad. Very good. I've tried to make some clips of on my streams because no one has clipped me yet, and I need, material for my YouTube channel and hopefully to get like the odd attention to parts of my stream. But I hate going back and listening to my own voice. I pretty much like seek out specific moments from the stream, and I'm like, don't listen to it, just clip it. Listen to it as little as possible. The only thing I think that I would like if I got like if I somehow became like a bigger VTuber, that I wouldn't have to make my own clips as much. I don't have to listen to myself. Someone can do it for me. Yeah, I've had a couple moments like that. Usually it's me horribly misunderstanding something, or it's things from my playing Pokemon Extreme Randomizer. Not Extreme Randomizer. I'm thinking of YouTube videos. Just Randomizer. Not very extreme. My favorite to this day is the Whalmer that kept spamming Wish. Yeah, they could clip like It's the worst things. Me trying, like, struggling to pronounce a word with sore throat or something. It could be a wild range. Or just me, like, not able to figure out a game. I'm pretty familiar with Pokemon, but my other game that I've been doing is Mega Man Legends, and it's sort of like a blind playthrough because I played it when I was younger and I didn't make very much progress when I was younger. I just kicked the can around and got hit by cars and stuff. Like I didn't do a lot, so figuring out how to play as I go. And I'm not smart with it. Truth be told, I'm not a good gamer in a lot of aspects. I can be lucky. Yeah. Best part of that game. I keep like passing the can that I can kick in the street, and I'm like, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. I gotta accomplish things. Think of like a way to close this off. Fling system is designed to spice up world navigation and make elements of it reliable on character skills and stats. Rather than needing to rely on its own skills, it can borrow from traits and characters already used for combat and other progression. It adds a narrative element to navigation that keeps players interested and invested, with visual storytelling elements that also serve as a range of difficulties. How can I close this off? I feel like I keep repeating myself in this. It's supposed to offer some spice to navigation, so it's not just walking in random battles, more walking. And it doesn't need to like have its own skills. It borrows from everything else the characters learn, natural skill progression, need its own system that it relies upon. The scale of the system makes it usable for either small areas of gameplay, like puzzle or two, or a full-scale navigational system that can offer lore and intrigue throughout the game. Throughout the game. I think that's pretty much it. I can make like a gameplay loop graphic, but I was trying to make Figma appear nicely in my overlay, and it's not going well. Plus, I'm a little worried about running it at the same time as the laggy Microsoft Word. I could do that at another point. I can maybe show a moment. There. So this is the other system that I developed for the same game. It's this is a dialogue system based around stealth, which is written for a single it's meant for a single village setting, getting through the village without raising alarm, but can also be adapted to cover for more or throughout the game. It's integrates social stealth into conversations. Rather than hiding behind walls, players hide behind words. Each choice subtly raises or lowers suspicion as the party navigates Bytold, blending narrative tension with stealth gameplay. Global suspicion carries between settlements, meaning sloppy play in Bytold makes stealth runs in later regions harder. Most players are accustomed to drilling NPCs without repercussions, asking any available questions. Others rush through the game and skip potentially important dialogue or rush from point A to point B. Systems serve as an interesting middle ground to the two extremes. Players should consider what they ask and how and when. This one I made a little graphic, which is... I designed this so that it shows better on the white background. It's also small. It's just a gameplay loop. Player action leads to suspicion change, NPC reaction. And if there's a witness, the perk and drawback modifiers. Dialogue branch outcome. There's little things written around the edges. Oh man, I'm lagging on this. Increase the size of one thing and my laptop is like, oh my goodness. It also might be from the little Spotify widget showing up. I think that's the more likely culprit, and I'll have to figure that out at some point. Yeah, so this is definitely a little more thought out because I took more time with this. The other one I pretty much wrote. I made some notes, but I did the large work of writing it in less than 2 hours. Or about 2 hours. Depends if you subtract time that I was just chatting. But this is more thought out with numbers and perks and drawbacks. Got a sample encounter with the choices. And I went over yeah, too glib. Yeah, I basically wrote the system for use in one town, one setting that they have to go through, but designed it in a way that it could range and be a system present through the whole game. It could go from village to village, lead to espionage, political intrigue, court diplomacy. It's got range. It reframes dialogue as tension instead of exposition. Players must read tone and consequences like body language, merging narrative choice and stealth design. System rewards attentiveness, restraint, and empathy, skills often ignored in RPG dialogue. The system, stealth doesn't end when the sword is sheathed, it continues in conversation. See, that's a good hook to end with. That's what I was trying to do with the other one. But sometimes something really good something good comes to me occasionally, in the moment, writing things. Other times it's a lot slower. Sometimes it comes in editing, sometimes it really varies. Hmm. I'm not doxing myself here. Goodness. Okay. Is this unsafe to show? Probably. Why isn't it showing on my list? That's fair. That's okay. I appreciate you coming in and chatting. Been a good chat. Thank you. Oh yeah, I also implemented. I caught it at the last minute there. The emotes spawn. Yeah. I really want to try to make it so that it like hits me, like affects my model, bounces off. Apparently, it takes a bit more than just implementing it in VTube Studio, so I'm gonna try to figure it out at some point. It'll be fun. I'm also probably going to... Yeah. I saw it... saw it bounce around the corner. Goodbye. Good luck with your homework. Thanks for chatting. Good to talk to you, and hopefully I'll make it to one of your streams soon as well. Have fun. Yeah. Cat mode. Stream has been struggling with a mix of Word and Spotify, but I think I'm probably about to end things here. I'm gonna look for someone we can raid. I haven't seen a lot of notifications from my friends or people I know, but we'll see if anyone's active right now. Oh, one of my favorite streamers is live, but she has 1.2 thousand viewers right now, and I'd be contributing nothing. Let's see. Okay, I think we're gonna go raid Miniful. Give this 1 second to try to go as smooth as possible, because it's always the struggle of my life. Please. Okay. Miniful is streaming some Yu-Gi-Oh! My model's lagging terribly. So this is a good time to end it. Okay. We're gonna go raid Miniful. Stream is lagging badly. Ah. Pause the music or goodness. Yeah, having these things open at the same time is bad. Okay. We're gonna go raid Miniful, so thanks for coming in. Thanks for tolerating the lag. I'm glad this stream turned out to be hopefully successful, so we'll see you. I'm gonna be back 8 p.m. 8 p.m. PST on Thursday for some more Mega Man Legends, and then back again on Saturday. Thank you guys.